Welcome to Saturday night short form improv comedy show, Comedy One Shots. We are Chaotic Good Improv, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in on a Saturday night. Hopefully, those of you guys who are watching maybe aren't interested in football or didn't realize that the SEC championship game was on right now. But you know what?
Them.
It's okay. If you forgot, we just want to let you know so you can go and watch. We understand. We're based out here in Birmingham, Alabama, so we're surprised we have anyone watching us right now. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'd like to introduce our cast real quick and a special guest. Apparently, we have Alexander Shanara, who has joined us.
Hello.
Here for this
Ew, the mouth moves.
Oh, it's so gross. I gotta stop. I can't.
Technical issues with our green screens have caused some fun, exciting stuff here. So we have Gabe, who's in our cast here tonight. We've got Melanie.
Howdy.
We've got Noah.
Hello.
And my name is Chris. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll be making things up here tonight. Everything you see will be made up on the spot. We don't have anything planned other than the list of games that we'll be doing here tonight. And because we'll be making everything up on the spot, that means we're going to need you, audience, to give us suggestions throughout the show. So before any of our games, whoever's introing or hosting that particular game will throw out a question or a prompt for you guys at home to give us a suggestion. So feel free just to type those suggestions into the chat, whether you're watching us on Twitch or Facebook Live or YouTube Live or wherever it is you guys are watching us. Maybe MySpace. I'm not sure if we streamed to that. I don't even know if that still exists anymore. It should. Because what was the guy who owned MySpace? The dude with the white shirt. What was his name? Anyone remember? Tom. Yeah, Tom. Tom needs to watch our show. So, the person who'll be I'm getting so off track right now. The person who'll be monitoring all of our suggestions, our chat, will be Chad. He is our Hostmaster General, our tech guru, the guy who's making all of the streaming possible for us. And we're just looking at ourselves on Zoom, so we're not really paying attention to the chat. Not that we don't love you guys, but this is just the way it works for us. But Chad is monitoring everything, so he'll be able to see what you guys are typing in. And since I've mentioned Chad, I'm going to turn it over to him briefly for any tech announcements or maybe company announcements or just announcements in general that may need to be done before we get rolling. So, Chad.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Chris, and thank you to everyone who tuned in tonight. We really enjoy doing these shows for you. And, hey, thanks to everyone in the chat who's already started talking. I see Patrick Glenn's there. Hey, good to see you, Patrick. Real quick, just a few announcements to get us started. First of all, once again, we cannot thank everyone enough for the fundraiser that we did last week. If you missed the last couple of shows where we announced the total, we raised $1,035 for the Firehouse Homeless Shelter here in Birmingham, Alabama. Worthy cause, and we really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for doing that. We have the best audience in the world, and you guys just keep, you just keep coming up with the goods, so that's amazing. Let's see. Also, we ourselves are also viewer supported. We love doing comedy and everything, but one thing that helps, kind of defray the cost of like hosting and streaming and what have you, is for folks to subscribe via Twitch. So at twitch.tv/chaoticgoodimprov, where you're probably watching right now. But if not, head on over there and you can actually, if you have Amazon Prime, use a Twitch Prime subscription to support our show at no extra cost to you, which is a pretty amazing deal, if you ask me. Also, we are supported by Twitch BitCheers and at paypal.me/chaoticgoodimprov if you would like to do so directly. We really do appreciate it. Of course, another way that you can support us is through merch, and I swear I had my Chaotic Good Improv mask around here, and it wandered off.
I've got a mug right here.
We have mugs, we have masks.
Melanie and our mugs are the same. Mine is not backwards. It's just the way my camera's doing things.
Absolutely. But yeah, we have mugs, we have masks, we have shirts, we have hats, we have all sorts of chaotic goods. See what we did
I like
there?
that.
Yeah. We have
That's
chaotic
nice.
goods that you can purchase in our shop. So if you would like to do that, that also helps keep us loud, live, and funny. So thank you so much for everyone who has supported us so far. People like, as I look through the chat, I'm Nini OK, who did a lot in the last show, and Rock'n'Rolla0928. If you'd like to count yourself among those ranks, go ahead and head on over to Chaotic Good Improv on Twitch, and you can support us there. That is, oh yeah, one last thing. We like to name our episodes after we're done. I got a little bit of a backlog, but we're going to clear that up tonight. But one thing I always like to ask of our audience is, in addition to providing suggestions for each scene, which we will be asking for to help kickstart our scenes, we also like to ask folks to listen out for any phrases or any kind of themes that they hear. Any of our actors do. If you hear something really funny that strikes your fancy, let me know. I'll be Chaotic Good Improv in the chat. Let me know a potential title of the show, and we will name that show in our archives on Twitch and on YouTube for centuries to come. So
centuries.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, YouTube's totally going to be a thing forever, right? It's like MySpace. But anyway, so
I think they're more successful. I think they've had a better run than MySpace did.
Just a bit. But with all that being said, folks, thank you so much for being here tonight. That's all the housekeeping I got. Let's turn it back over to Chris. Let's get things started, shall we?
All right, let's move right along. Our first game of the evening. It's going to be a game for Melanie and Gabe. This is a game of change. We like to start our shows off with this game. It's a fun game. It gets rolling. For those of you guys who've never seen us before, this is a good intro as to what we do. So what I need is a suggestion from those of you in the audience. I would like a location, any place. It doesn't have to be a particular country, city, county, whatever, something you find on a map. It could be anything. It can be under a bridge. It can be on a cloud. It could be in a broom closet. I'm getting rid of all of your suggestions right now. But any place, any location. And what's going to happen is Melanie and Gabe will use this suggestion to improvise the scene for you. But there's going to be one stipulation, and that stipulation is anytime I say the word change, whoever just spoke will have to change what they said to something completely different, and then have to justify why the new thing they've said is part of the scene now. So I have a lot of power, and it's sometimes it goes to my head. Which is okay. It's okay. Yeah. All right, Chad, in our chats, do we have, I'm not sure how many people we have watching right now because of the goings-ons, and the holidays and the foosballs. But do we have a suggestion for a location?
We do. Tell you what, Paris.
Paris. All right. So this scene has something to do with Paris. Paris is the suggestion for this scene. This is Change with Melanie and Gabe in 3, 2, and 1.
Oh my God. There's that big tower thing we saw in the booklet, honey.
It looks pretty much like the booklet. It's like a big Lego piece.
It is. It's so romantic. I love it.
Now, you know what I want to do? I want to climb it, and I want to make it ours.
Oh,
can we
honey.
climb to the top and put a flag right on top?
Change.
And I want to paint it with my face.
Change.
You know, that much metal. We could smelt it down, create bullets, and then conquer this weak country.
Oh my God, I never should have taken you to see Les Mis. Honey, this is a romantic trip. I love your idea of climbing up to the top of it, though, but maybe instead of smelting it or whatever, we could get to the top and then kiss each other.
Change the reaction.
Oh boy! Goodness gracious, sweetie! I haven't. Whoa, we haven't been, too friendly lately. I hoped this trip would rekindle some spark. I just didn't think you'd, get so amorous the first day here.
Well, it's just this big tower. There's something about it. I can't even put my finger on it.
Change.
Oh.
I can't even take my eyes off it.
Change.
I just want to climb it.
Wow.
Change.
I just want to conquer that thing. Come on. You and me, we are going to the top of this, and we are going to get to the very top. We're going to kiss, and then we're going to spit on all these French.
I like both parts of that plan.
Change reaction.
Can we just spit on each other? Forget the French. The people around here, they sleep with everyone. I just want to be with you, but it feels like this is more about the tower than it is me.
You got a good point. I see what you're saying. So it's just, there's a reason that this is the city of love. I think that's what they call it. I don't know what it is in French, but it's probably because of this tower, honey. It's so sexy. So I tell you what, why don't we go to our hotel room that overlooks the tower and keep the windows open for any of those voyeurs who want to look in?
That sounds good to me. I brought some edibles for the hotel room. I don't know if someone said change. I couldn't hear it over my own voice. No, well, I brought some toys for the hotel room.
Change.
I brought a Lego set that is I brought your mother along. Sorry, I put her in my carry-on. She demanded she be here to take care of yous.
Oh my God. I cannot believe you brought Moira on our romantic trip. She's probably in that eating all the edible brownies.
Yeah, I'll be honest, they didn't make it off the plane. She was so high.
And seed. And that's why no one likes American tourists. It's because that's too close to home. That's too true.
Oh, gosh.
By the way, kids, today's word of the day is veilleurs.
Veilleurs.
The veilleurs.
All right. That's all right. Moving right along, we're going to move into our next game called Pillars. This will be a game for Noah and Melanie. However, Gabe and I will still be a part of this game. So what's going to happen here is Melanie and Noah will be performing a scene, and Gabe and I will be their pillars. What I need as a suggestion for this, I just realized I've repeated myself, but as a suggestion is some object of value, maybe something that like you might inherit, or something you might find, or something you forgot you had and it increased in value. Just something that you might be valuable. Because what's going to happen is Noah and Melanie will be performing a scene. However, during this game, the actor is going to hesitate and kind of forget what the next word out of their mouth is going to be. When that happens, they'll simply raise their hand, and their respective pillar will just say the first word that comes out of their mouth. Gabe will be Melanie's pillar, and I will be Noah's pillar. So anytime Noah raises his hand, I will say the first word that comes out of my mouth. That will be the next word out of Noah's mouth, and he's going to have to justify why he said that. It doesn't have to make any sense with what they've been saying previous. It's up to them to just have to roll with it. And Gabe will do the same for Melanie. So Chad, do we have a suggestion for some object of value or something you might inherit as a suggestion for the scene?
Before I say it, I need to say this because I know Melanie will appreciate it. Patrick Glenn 5 in the chat said that Melanie Tomei did a really good job in that last scene.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for recognizing that. Yeah. I'm Oscar nominated.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Melanie, my biological clock is ticking like this.
It's a great movie. Noah should watch it. Anyway, a guitar is the object of value.
Oh, a guitar.
Right. A guitar. So the scene has something to do with a guitar. This is Pillars with Melanie and Noah. And Chris and Gabe is the pillars in 3, 2, and 1.
And that's what I was thinking, at least as far as like a song goes.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's got a little bit of groove. I think it needs a little bit of a hit, like a.
You mean drums?
Yeah, that would be a better idea.
Oh, I suppose I guess I just felt like an acoustic song would be nice on the album. You know, I feel like we've done so many headbangers with the choo and the pow 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 and the jams, but I feel like the album could really use a
licorice,
licoricey, sweet but not too sweet. Kind of, you don't like it at first, but you like it after a while thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking like not the red licorice, but the black licorice, then I'm grooving with it.
Talking red licorice at all.
Okay, because ever since I started taking this
Seder
drink, it's changed my perspective on music. It's just I'm feeling a lot more spiritual about the kind of fun.
Ron, we gotta talk about the Seder drinks, man. I get it. You wanna live the rock life, but I feel like you're losing sight of the whole
Bikini.
bikinis and the you're losing sight of women, and you're only focused on the drugs, right? But it's sex, drugs, and money, and you're just throwing the sex and money by the wayside.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get us the sex and the money. You're taking all the drugs.
Yeah, I'm taking the drugs because you are all caught up in the bikinis. Maybe if you could practice your guitar instead of
Galaxy
tripping every day in your little room with your little nudie mags, maybe we could get some songs written.
Hey, Ron. I hit the ball to your court. You hit it back. I understand. Okay, let's bust one out right now. If you're so confident in your songwriting skills, how about why don't you show me a little
jazz
song? We focus on this death metal, but let me see some jazz out of you, Ron. You're that good.
All right. I got a little something I'm working on. It's called
Dog.
It's called Dog. I love my dog. I love my dog. He goes, aroo, 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 aroo,
aroo. Whoa, Ron! Oh my gosh, I never heard a jazz song like that.
I know, right? It's just, I'm telling you, the Seder wine, man. Here, try a little bit of it. Just take one sip. Just take one sip. Right?
That's nerve-wracking.
Oh my goodness. I feel filled with an anxiety because, oh my goodness, Ron, don't you see? Ron, coming close. I'm pulling you towards me.
Scared me there for a second. You froze up.
Ron, don't you see the Seder wine? It makes it so clear. We've been thinking there's 3 things. There's 4 things, Ron. Okay, there's sex, there's drugs, and there's money. They're all great. But then there's jazz, Ron. There's jazz. It's like a tier. Jazz is up here. We've been putting jazz here.
Maybe if we grab a
delinquent,
like just percussionist on the side of the road, out of work. That's what jazz is, man. It's just a bunch of things that don't go together, plus a weird rhythm.
And seed. So I have a question. When everyone said Seder, were they talking about the guy with like the goat legs, or Seder? It's like what you eat at Passover. Like
I was going more Passover.
Okay,
I was thinking mythical creature, but I was going back the way you took it.
Either way, it became a drink. So
nice.
It is what it is.
I didn't know if it had horseradish or like fairy dust. Like I didn't really know which way we were going with that. So all right. So our next game is going to be for Mella. Melanie and Noah.
Wait, Maloney.
I just realized I put you guys in back-to-back. I put you guys in back-to-back games.
We're on a roll.
Back-to-back games. All right.
Good.
So this game is not going to be a continuation of the last one, but it will be a different scene. And what I need is a suggestion for this. I realized when I did the set list, I did Noah and Melanie in Pillars, and then Melanie and Noah in Horoscope. Very different.
Very different.
What I need is someone's zodiac sign out there in the Twitch verse. Just go ahead and type in whatever your zodiac sign is. And what we're going to do is I'm going to read Virgo. I'm going to read your zodiac or your horoscope, for today. And that will be the suggestion that they will use for their scene. They'll find some little tidbits of information or something that's in there, some theme, some muse, and they'll use that to fuel their scene. Chad, do we have someone's zodiac sign out there in the audience?
We actually have Taurus, which we could use for product placement later, too.
Taurus, yeah. All right, Taurus, here we are. Taurus, for December 19th, 2020. Think of today as a well-earned rest day, Taurus. You're usually the one people turn to when they need consolation. But today, in spite of the tension in the air, your words seem to have no effect. Let other people take care of themselves for a change. You can spend your time quietly reading a book. It's much more relaxing to get involved in drama that's fictional rather than real. Ooh. So that is the suggestion for this game of horoscope with Melanie and Noah in 3, 2, and 1.
Oh, Chris. Oh, my goodness. Christopher.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Christopher, she dumped me, Christopher.
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
Christopher, I always come to you for consolation. Please console me in this horrible moment.
No, it's been a crappy year for a lot of people, Bob. And all I can really tell you is what I viewed of the relationship is it wasn't super strong. I mean, I've been reading a lot of romance novels while we're like, you know, kind of quarantining here, and I just
Christopher, what's going on here? You're not consoling me the way you normally you stroke my head and you go, it's gonna be okay, buddy. Who's a good boy? And you scratch my head right there. It makes me kick my leg and stuff. What's with all the psychoanalysis going on here?
I feel like we're at a new level now. That you know, you've aged out of puppy. You're into sort of adult, and it's time for us to have these harder conversations about what a relationship is. And I know it's just been the two of us in this apartment for 9 months now, but you've been a great listener to me so far. I mean, you're hearing me, right?
Yeah, I hear you, Christopher. I guess so just scratches are off the table now. Just push those to the side. He doesn't need them. Oh, Jerry, he's done with those overnight.
Well, no, I mean the scratches are gonna stay on that table. You ruined it, but that's okay because I love you. I just feel like I really want you to be like what I see in these books, like
Christopher.
Anne's best friend.
What you see in these books, Christopher. You want me to be a vampire? I've seen you flipping through Twilight over and over. You want me to? I can't do
a werewolf.
Chris.
A werewolf. You could be a werewolf. That would be awesome, actually. You could be a werewolf, and I could be a wizard. I just finished a whole series of books. I think I'd listen to the audio. I know you caught some of it, right? Yeah.
I didn't really get it though.
You could be Sirius Black.
You're trying to distract me, Christopher. Oh my goodness, Christopher! No more belly scratches. You're just gonna be a wizard. It's like you want me to take care of myself or something. God.
Well, listen, you've been a good friend to me. All right, this has been a rough freaking quarantine, and I realize I probably put way too much on you for not giving you enough treats or not giving you enough water.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, you did, and I tried not to bring it up. You set the rule of one treat a day, and some days I went a whole day without a treat, Christopher.
Well, you know what? Listen, Bob. I didn't want to tell you this because I know you don't understand everything that happens, but do you know what the vet said the last time we went?
What did the vet say the last time we went?
He said you were fat. You're fat, Bob. And it's my fault. You're a fat dog, Bob.
And scene. Fat Dog Bob. That's my recommendation for title of the show so far.
Fat Dog Bob.
Also, does anyone remember what Melanie's character's name was? Because I don't think no, anyone. Just kidding. It was Christopher. Because that was good. I like that, and I liked the twist. It was a good twist at the end. All right. So this next game we're going to be doing is Chad is going to be opening up for us on this one. He's going to be running the gamut for us.
Absolutely, I am, which means that I get to mute everyone. So give me just a second to take care of that here. Say bye, cast. All right, and let me go ahead and undo that. Okay, now everyone. It's just you and me right now, and we're going to have a chaotic Zoom meeting. Your mission, should you choose to accept it in the chat, is to give me suggestions of any kind of job or any kind of occupation or any kind of club or organization that someone would belong to that would require having a Zoom meeting. If you want to make a holiday theme, that might be an idea. Just something to get it started. Doesn't have to be, it could be literally any kind of job or any kind of organization. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to secretly assign each of our actors a job or organization or something that they have to belong to, and then we're going to host a chaotic Zoom meeting where they all host a meeting together and they have no idea who each other works for. If it sounds confusing, that's the point. You'll see how it works in a minute. So, let me see what we have going on in the chat. Let's see. TSA workers. Oh, that is just brilliant. TSA workers. I'm going to actually give that to Chris. Because, yeah, I feel like Chris travels quite a bit. So we'll say TSA. Alright. Let's see here. Alright. Construction worker, crossing guardian, Quidditch referee. That would have to be Gabe. I think Gabe would actually be the perfect Quidditch referee. Okay. Yacht club janitorial. I have. Oh, like a yacht club janitor. Interesting. Crossing guard union. Good lord, crossing guard union. That would have to be Noah. I have a feeling that Noah's seen a lot of crossing guards lately. Watch our Hallmark movie if you haven't. Alright, crossing guard union. Let's see here. Ooh. National Organization for Reformation of Marijuana. I like it. Let's say, or laws, yeah. You know what? Actually, I want to see... Yacht Club Janitor is just spicy enough. I think Melanie could actually do something really cool with that. So let me... Oh, bird lawyer. Okay, hold on. That is actually... Same person... But that, I can see a lot of things there, so let me give that to Melanie. Okay. So, just to recap, Chris works for the TSA, Gabe is a Quidditch referee, Noah is part of the Crossing Guard Union, and Melanie is a bird lawyer. Okay, this is amazing. So, let me go ahead and bring the guys back in.
He's looking at so much stuff.
Okay, everybody. All right. Wait. Oh, we actually have you back live.
All right. Yay.
Hey.
Were we ever quiet? Like, what
Yes,
was going
you
on
were.
there? Oh, okay.
Okay,
Don't
good.
worry.
Good, because I said a lot of secrets to
Yeah,
the
you
world.
did.
I did.
It's okay. We know them already.
Mhm.
So let's see here. Everyone has their assignments, correct?
Yes.
If so, then I call this chaotic Zoom meeting to order in 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, I really appreciate you meeting me here outside. I mean, I know we're via Zoom, but I appreciate you letting me be outside because it's really...
Right, I wish you could move out from the middle of the road, though.
Well, I think I'm as close as I can. It's just that, you know...
Onto the sidewalk, please. Onto the sidewalk.
A lot of the clients are out here, so I kind of have to keep an eye on them.
Okay.
But I kind of wanted to talk about moving into this new year and how we can be more effective for our clients.
I'll tell you right now, one of the most effective ways is if I understand we're in a pandemic, if we cannot be outside. It's hard for me to be able to put everyone in order to monitor them while they're just sort of milling about. I like maybe some more of these little rope guides. I can't even tell who's holding on to what right now.
I'm holding on to the stop sign.
I hope I hope that you've measured that and it's small enough to check. In your overhead compartment. I just want to throw that out there.
Give me a moment.
Now, I'd like to bring up what we're planning to do for moving forward. I know that we had this in the minutes. Do we have suggestions for future directions?
Well, I definitely would like, because my clients tend to congregate together, that I'd like to kind of look at more class action as opposed to just solo plaintiff cases, because they tend to like to be together. And I'm thinking there's strength in those kind of numbers.
No, there's not strength in numbers where I'm trying to get you from one side of the street to the other. I'll tell you that. There's always someone at the back who's hanging around behind.
No,
I would agree. I would agree with that. There's really the numbers don't matter. All that matters is who gets the little ball in the end. That's what I've learned.
well, I'd like to know who had the middle ball at all times. If someone did you bring this little ball? Was it yours? Did you pack this ball yourself? Because if you didn't, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to let you use this little ball.
I packed all the balls. There's several of them, but really only one matters. The others just beat the shit out of the kids. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all that happens.
Are these kids unaccompanied? Because that could be a problem too.
No, that's why I'm here. I'm accompanying them.
them. That's my entire job.
Okay, you guys are all scaring my clients away right now. And I really need to know if by balls you mean eggs, because that is exactly why we have these class action lawsuits.
Oh no, the eggs, they only come around every now and then. That's a whole different sport. That involves like 4 teams instead of just 2. You know, that's a whole separate thing.
Now, if you're already talking about eggs, I don't know where you're headed to, but that could completely be a customs issue, and you may want to think about that before you even proceed.
Well, what if the eggs have not been expelled yet? I mean, what if we're dealing with a plaintiff that is still ready to...
That's still an animal, and that could be construed as an issue. Now, I understand that people are using emotional support animals. They're slapping those vests on pretty much anything at this point. But I'm still going to have to maybe frisk it or put it through the X-ray. You know what? Just put it right on the belt, and we'll just see how many eggs it's got in there. We can do that.
I don't like it when people say
emotional
support animals. Because we require every kid come here with an animal. So we have just as many animals as we have students. So if you think about it, we're as much of like an animal daycare as much as we are a school, that's a whole thing. Sorry,
I actually love that idea, because if I can get some pictures of my clients with children, it would make them look less guilty.
That's a weird way.
That got creepy right at the end of that one.
Very strange.
What? All right, so Gabe, I'm assuming you were some sort of Hogwarts Quidditch facilitator?
Yeah, sure, a referee. But yes, it was Quidditch.
Okay.
Melanie, you were like a defense attorney?
For
like
guilty people,
violent crimes, or something for like people who need to pose with children for posterity. I don't know.
For things that flock together, animals that flock together.
For birds?
Yes, I'm a bird attorney. Did you not know that was a thing?
Wow.
No.
Because it's not.
Hey man,
But I think Hogwarts needs one of those for all those owls that open up the wrong letters. That's a federal crime.
And no, were you like a crossing guard or?
Yeah, we did a little throwback to the Christmas show with that one.
Oh, nice. And I was TSA.
No idea what
so there we go.
We figured you were not going to let me on with my birds.
All right. Cool. So Noah, would you go ahead and like to intro letter sub for Melanie?
That would be my pleasure, Chris. Guys, this next
And
game.
I'm back.
Melanie and Chris, guys. And this is going to be a little game we like to call letter sub. So what I'm going to need from you guys, I'm going to need you to just look at your keyboard, pick a consonant. Please don't pick a vowel. Pick a consonant and just tap it, send it in the chat, all right?
Common consonant.
Is we're going to pick 2 common consonants and we're going to switch them around. So let's say hypothetically we do B and D, all right? So if we switch B, every B becomes the letter D. So that would mean, bog, as in a boggy marsh. I should have done this the other way. A boggy marsh becomes dog, right? And so buffalo becomes duffalo, much easier, and so on and so forth.
Now you just got me thinking of those now. So now we got to get 2 new letters.
But D's don't become B's because that's too much for the human brain. So they don't so much switch as one replaces the other.
We're gonna do much better than my example. And all right, Chad, do we have any?
We said we have B and D.
Jumping into the chat. Anything other than B and D?
Absolutely. We have L, and we have the letter V.
V?
Yes.
Okay, let's say that the letter L becomes the letter V.
Okay.
So love becomes Vav.
Love becomes Vav. Okay.
Yes. And then, Chad, do you have an old suggestion that you liked that we just couldn't get to?
Yes. We have massage table.
Massage table. All right. It's shaping up to be a good scene, guys. It's going to be letter sub with Melanie and Chris. All L's become V's. Massage table in 3, 2, and 1.
Hello, pavise they upon the tab V.
Ooh. Very, right? It's very?
Vorrance, some call me very.
Sorry, Vorrance. I have been so looking forward to this.
Would you like votion or no votion?
Oh, Votion. Warm Votion.
I also have hot oive.
Hot Oive. Is it Ovive Oive?
It is Ovive oive. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Extra virgin Ovive oive.
Extra virgin Ovive Oive. Yes, Vorrance.
I use it to rub your Muscves. I rub the Ovive oive into your Muscves, and you with feeve so revaxed and voos.
I'm feeling relaxed already, Lawrence. My vags in particular.
Your Vorveg
Vorvag.
near the calf.
Yes. Cow.
Allow me to purvey some music while I rub your vegs
Oh,
with Ovive oive.
that music is vuvy. Vuvy.
Yes, very vavavi.
Very relaxing. Relaxing.
It's a picavo. Sovo. Picavo sovos go so wev with calf rubbing.
You wouldn't think so, but it is.
No, normavi, I would expect a viova to sound.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
This is,
Relaxing.
Oh, is that a candle?
Yes.
Can
Yes.
you vite the candle?
I have a viter for the candiv. Now, candivax can also be very relaxing.
Ooh.
Would you like me to drip canvy wax on your vegs?
Let me see how many dovers I have in my wavet.
Yes. Well, Wev, your wavit is in your vocker. Back in the waiting room, we store all of our customers' clothing in the vockers.
Oh, I hope that I can afford this treatment.
Well,
And scene. I don't mean to take your job, but that's it. That's all.
yeah,
I was only going
about
to
to repeat
one line.
we were about to go back around again anyway. It
Any
doesn't
more
matter.
talking about Vockers and I might vomit.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I was like, Chris has one line or 5
Olive oil,
and then it's over.
olive oil, olive oil.
Ovive.
Oh,
Oh
all
my
right.
goodness.
My goodness. All right. So next up, we have a game for Gabe and Noah, and it is a job interview. So we need Gabe to take out his headphones, and we need to have a job that Gabe is interviewing for, but he won't know what job that is. Noah will know as he's interviewing him. So we need some professions, and they can be strange or common, because either way it's going to challenge Gabe. So if we can do that, that would be wonderful. Let me change my background so I can go away, since I'm out for a little bit. Chad, we have any suggestions of a job that someone like Gabe? Look at Gabe. Just look at him. Like, what would he be?
He's so pensive.
He's very pensive right now. He's very nervous. He's not quite sure what we're going to throw at him.
Ooh, a Vion tamer. I like it.
Vion tamer. Okay, so Gabe is going to be interviewing for the job of lion tamer with Noah, but he's not going to know what that job is. So let's give him the universal sign to put his headphones back in. I don't know if he knows the sign, actually. Oh, yes, good. Yay!
Explanatory. I don't think it.
So this is a job interview, I think, in 3, 2, and 1.
Good morning, Quincy.
Good morning.
All right. I suppose we should skip the small talk.
Oh,
Get down to brass tacks, shall we?
okay. Sure. We
first-
could do that.
I suppose we should start with the basics. Why do you want this job, Quincy?
I guess it was kind of like my answer to when I was a kid and people were like, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I'd just be like, I want to do that. So here I am. I'm really excited for the opportunity.
Excellent. And you're fine with being on the road regularly?
Oh yeah. No, I have almost no belongings. I'm a minimalist. I can carry everything I own in a backpack, and I take it with me everywhere. So I'm always ready to move at a moment's notice.
Interesting. And for the sake of curiosity, what kind of things do you keep in that backpack?
I keep one other pair of clothes with 2 pairs of underwear for obvious reasons. But I also have, I keep deodorant. I have a toothbrush, and I have a flask.
Oh, flask. Very interesting. Thank you for that, Quincy. Next question. I see here that you don't really have any references. Do you have any prior experience in this field?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't like to bring it up because I don't like to brag. But I did. I worked for NASA for a short time.
Ooh.
Not as an astronaut, of course. I was mostly the guy talking to the astronauts. I don't know if that's really applicable.
It has absolutely nothing to do with the job you're applying here.
Well, I just
don't really know why you answered.
I guess I do like to brag. I'm sorry.
All right, Quincy. Now, you're looking at you're going into the entertainment business with us. All right. Now,
of course.
How do you feel about crowds? How do you feel about being in front of a lot of people?
Oh man, it used to terrify me, but I had a very embarrassing experience in a high school play, and now
Please
I love
elaborate.
it. Now I love it. Well, I was playing Romeo in the high school rendition of Juliet and Romeo, and it was the kissing scene. I was finally going to get to kiss my high school sweetheart, who happened to be playing Juliet, and I tripped, and I knocked out 3 of her teeth, and it was, blood, just blood.
And so blood doesn't scare you to this day?
No. Actually, I have an affinity for blood. I like blood.
That's good. That'll serve you well here. I suppose you're going to be fine dealing with animals in that regard?
Yeah. No, actually, I worked at Firehouse Subs for a little bit, slicing meat in the back room. So I'm totally okay with butchering or slicing.
That sounds a little more like prep work for the big thing. Caring for animals. Do you think you could care for animals? It's kind of the core of the job here.
Oh, well, I suppose I had a goldfish when I was younger.
Okay, this could be a lot bigger than a goldfish, Quincy.
Oh my. Well, yes, I suppose I could get used to it.
It's going to be a lot more dangerous than a goldfish, Quincy.
Right.
Surely you understood this when you came in.
No, that's fine. I don't mind dangerous. I don't mind animals. One note: I can't swim. Is that okay?
Yeah, Quincy, you're going to be in a tent the entire time.
Oh, okay. I just was curious. I didn't know if it was where you plan to go, where this was planning to go.
When do you swim in a circus tent, Quincy?
Yeah, I caught on to that part. I just didn't know if it was a flood zone, in case of things.
Yeah, we might travel to a flood zone, Quincy. Oh my! You did not do your research.
Yeah, well. I guess this is something I should bring up. I was very big into Indiana Jones when I was younger, so I have plenty of practice with a whip.
Okay.
Plenty of
That can't be taken any other way.
whip practice. Well, I mean, I'm also huge into BDSM, but that is an entirely separate issue.
So, hey, you and me both, Quincy.
I also have some really firm stools.
Okay, good.
I mean, that isn't like I can use them to fend off a wild animal.
Right.
But
I
anyways,
understand.
I would
Like
love to be a lion tamer. It is my dream as a person.
We'll see you on Monday, Quincy.
Oh, and scene. All right.
Really firm stools.
What? It's important. You don't want a lion to be able to bite through your
You
stool.
need to drink more water, Gabe.
It's a metallic stool.
They make pills for that.
Oh my gosh.
Well, he's to be fair, he said he had an affinity for blood. Anyway.
No, Chad.
I thought my joke was awkward and uncomfortable.
Okay, and on that note, we're going to move on to this is a scene for Chris and Gabe. And I'm going to need a couple of suggestions for genres of film, TV, or theater, maybe. Like a musical, but doesn't have to be a musical. So start throwing those in the chat. Just throw as many as possible so that we can pull from them. And if there aren't any suggestions, leftovers, because I know we're all sick of leftovers, an object or actually a non-geographic location or just a word. So not asking for a whole lot from Patrick and Dr. Rachel out there. So throw those in the chat. And what's going to happen here is these guys are going to do a game called Scene 3 Ways or 4 Ways. I think 3 ways is better because then you think it's going to end sooner. So what's going to happen is they're going to do a brief scene, and then they're going to redo that scene, or at least the beats of that scene, with those 3 genres that you are going to give them. So, Chad, do we have any possible genres out there?
Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, we have a documentary.
Of course. Okay.
Okay, I gotta ask, are you guys familiar with Jane Austen?
I mean, it's just like period romance, right?
Yeah. Okay, because Jane Austen was a suggestion, so there you go.
So I'm doing Jane Austen.
Yeah.
Oh, we're deep pockets here for this one tonight. Huh?
Oh yeah.
And finally, let's see, a kung fu movie.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
This is, in other words, a badly dubbed movie without offending anyone from any other place that's been around.
Definitely don't
Right,
use
gotcha.
my well-practiced and completely authentic, non-offensive
All right.
accent for that. It'll be good.
I am going to throw those out in any order I choose. Do we have a suggestion of a non-geographic location or an object or a word?
Yep, looking right now. I saw Ovive, and I'm like, well, okay.
Ovive. What is that?
Yeah.
That is some good stuff with Ovive. That sounds delicious.
Boy, I love to cook with it.
Yeah, moving on. Let's see here.
I think that's how you say the Backstreet Boys in French. Ovive.
Ovive.
Yes.
That was Peter Sellers. Wooden cabin.
Wooden cabin.
All right. So this is a scene that's just going to do a quick little 30-second bebop about a wooden cabin, and then I'm going to throw some genres out at them. So this is scene 3-way in 3, 2, and 1.
Ooh, man, thanks for letting me come up here and hunt at your family's cabin, man. You know, it means a lot to me.
Oh, of course, of course. I mean, we hardly use it anymore since my father passed away. He was really the hunter of the family, so you're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. I just, just a weekend, maybe 2, maybe longer. You never know. It's good hunting up here. You guys got some of the biggest deers and the elks, and we're on the border to where the moose come down, man. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to shoot everything I see, probably.
Certainly. Since my father stopped hunting, there's been a lack of fresh meat on the premises. So I think having you around might help.
Well, that's good, man. That's like a win-win for both of us. I like to shoot stuff, and you like to eat fresh meat, man. That's great. I
do. There's only one rule, and that is don't go down to the basement. And if you happen to hear any screams noises, not screams directly, it's just creaking of machines that sounds like that, don't be alarmed. It's just the old pipes.
Oh, man, this is a fancy wooden cabin. You got pipes and basements and everything, man. I won't go down if you don't want me to. I mean, I did last night. I heard what sounded like I don't know how to describe it, a mechanical machine crushing a human body and it's screaming while they have it. I thought I was having a nightmare. Obviously, now I know it's the pipes. So that's good. That's good.
Yes, well, it's also nice you have a keen ear for sounds. That's something to keep aware of.
And scene. Okay,
right, that's enough.
That is so creepy.
Good.
There's a genre amongst itself. I like.
Why not start with cannibalism? That's great.
Start with horror, and we totally go up. So now let's. That was good, but I'd like to go ahead and get this over with and see this same scene as a kung fu movie or an action karate type film.
Charles.
Yes, Stephen?
Thank you for allowing me to spend time in your cabin.
Oh, it is of no worries to me. Let me put away your bags.
Thank you. Now, I have heard that our enemy, the moose, the meese, the elk, and the deer are all in the woods.
They are in the woods.
Don't worry. I will make sure that they will not infiltrate our location.
That is good to know, because I am afraid of the elk, the moose, the deer, and the antelope.
I shall show you the difference. This is the deer, the moose, the elk, and the antelope. All styles of kung fu. I know. I will go to the basement now.
No.
Scene, because
It sounded like a kid's song, and I couldn't get the moose, the deer, the antelope, and I'm just like, nope, I can't.
For it to be followed by
Sorry to bail on the scene, Chris, but I can't.
So now, to force you guys to focus in now, we're going to take this scene again, and we're going to do it as a documentary.
Well, here we see the residence of who was known as the Bucktooth Muncher. He was very prolific at luring backwoodsy huntsmen into his cabin, stripping them for parts and eating the flesh. As you're seeing now, the Bucktooth Muncher enjoys a rather small bone, the funny bone of his last victim. But now we see entering the cabin his next victim, an unaware huntsman, ready for a challenge, shotgun over his shoulder, and a confident gleam on his face, almost quizzical, his lips pursed, ready for adventure. But we see the Bucktooth Muncher licking his lips, preparing for this delicious morsels he will soon enjoy. Fingers twittering with pleasure. And then we hear it, the sound of the machinery cranking up, ready to disembowel the hunter.
Come to me.
It sounds like someone saying, "Come for me."
Come for me. Come to me.
The machinery gets louder. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Okay, so this can get better. Now we're going to see this same scene miraculously done like a beautiful period historic Jane Austen film.
Oh, Charles, thank you for bringing me up here to such a lovely, most glorious foresty cabin.
Oh, of course, Miss Bergentry. It's most delightful to having you join me on such a a cool evening such as this. Do tell me, how is your slice of steak?
Oh, it is most delectable, Charles. Thank you for inviting me. I must admit, it's odd for me to be up here at this time of year. Normally, I'd be down with the family and Papa and Mama and Grandpapa and Grandmama and all of the children and the cousins. Being the only one who's not wed, I feel like an outcast from time to time.
Oh my, I see no reason you should feel like an outcast. Such a lovely young lady such as yourself. I have been so lonely here since my late wife took down with a tuberculosis and left me with all this extra steak on hand.
This does look absolutely divine, Charles. I also was curious if the wildlife outside is as beautiful as I've heard it was. The meese and the moose and the deer and the duck and the elk and the antelopes.
Yes, they are quite lovely. My late wife used to sing a song to our children. She used to tell them, about the antelope and the deer and the moose when they were young. But I suppose I'm not one for singing.
Charles, I hope I'm not too forward here, but I was wondering if you would be interested in having a second wife. Maybe I could live in the basement. It wouldn't be a problem.
Well, my goodness, I suppose that is a bit forward, Miss Bergentry, but, I have run out of fresh meat, so it might come in handy.
I am quite meaty and delectable, Charles.
Scene.
Still gotta be a cannibal, because that's what Jane Eyre wrote about.
No, it was the
Austen?
creepiest Jane Austen movie I've ever seen.
What was Jane Austen of a creepy cannibal story?
Oh, yeah.
How else to meld the two?
Oh, my God.
By the way, Gabe, that was one of my favorite documentaries that we did.
That was really fun.
Thank you for narrating the whole thing.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to do.
Play with that. I'm down.
I love the fingers.
the fidgety fingers
stuff.
are great.
Fidgety fingers.
Well, it's 8:30. That was such a great, fun, longer show that I thought we'd be able to pull off, and it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I hope all of you guys at home enjoyed what just happened. I'm gonna have to go take a shower now after that creepy scene three-ways, but I gotta give some kudos. That was kind of fun. And the big round of applause for the virtual round of applause for all of our cast members here tonight, for Gabe, for Melanie, and for Noah, who they all did great. That was a fun night. I needed this. It was good. And thank you to Chad, the man behind the behind the screen, I guess. That wouldn't really make sense. But the man behind the computers who does all the tech stuff, for making all this go seamlessly. Thank you very much, Chad. And I'm going to turn it over to you for potentially finding out what our title of our show is going to be and for any final announcements before we move on.
Well, really quick, once again, thank you to everyone who watched tonight. Thank you to everyone who commented in the chat. Thanks to the saxophonists who just cheered 200 bits. Good Lord, that was amazing.
Woohoo! Thank you!
Thank you also to Supreme Wub and Jana Fidgets and Patrick Glenn 5 and RM Little for all your cheers tonight. We really do appreciate it. Thank you to D Rocky for being our latest follower. Be sure to spread the word because we want to keep people laughing during these times. So, without too much further ado, let's go into the suggestions, and there were a lot of suggestions for the title of the show. First of all, the invention of jazz. Melanie hates Virgos. Fat Dog Bob.
That just seems like an attack, Fat Dog Bob.
Extra virgin Ovive Oive, or alternatively, extra virgin Ovive Oive for your Muscves.
Muscves.
Yeah.
Muscves.
An affinity for blood.
Oh, that's funny. I do have an affinity for blood.
I
came up with the next scene too. How good was that?
I have very firm stools.
Oh, that was just wrong.
I think 3 ways are better because it feels like it'll end sooner. That was a suggestion. Come for me.
Yes, please. The one before. I was stuck with the 3-way one, not that one.
Right then.
I meant to say comfort me, but it came out weird.
I'm quite meaty and delectable, and and finally, I love the fingers.
I don't know. We'll leave it up to. Does anyone have anyone in the audience have any particular favorites? If you like a favorite, just type it back in.
There's
Repeat
a lot
it.
of good ones.
Yeah.
Big fan of the solid stools.
I think.
You have to be
Was it
careful with Google searches with things like solid stools and.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And delectable.
Hold on. Sorry, Bluey408 had a last minute moment. Thank you very much, Chad.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the one? I have affinity for blood. Is
Yeah.
I mean that kind of fits for more than one scene because that was the lion taming scene and the final scene too.
That is a theme.
That seems like a theme. A seam. It's a seam. So, I mean, either way, we'll figure it out. And while Chad's looking at it, I want to thank everyone for watching. Let you guys know that this Tuesday, we've got our Jackbox game show. Is it the last Tuesday? It is the last Tuesday for the month of December. So that means that will be our final opportunity for our cast members to get points to try and win the coveted Sweepy Trophy for this month. I think I am in the lead. Patrick is in second place, I believe. Chad's not too far behind. So it's anyone's game this month. Also, next Thursday, we will not have a show. It's Christmas Eve. So hopefully you guys are all going to be enjoying some happy holiday time with your families. But the following Saturday, which will be a week from today, we have another short form improv comedy show. Thank you guys all for your follows, your bit cheers, your subscriptions, and everything you guys have been doing. We've been doing this now for over 6 months, I think, that we've been going on. So we're super stoked to have all you guys following us for that long. Chad, I see you like staring intently at your, I don't know how many monitors you have. To me, you've got 40. Because I see you going in all different directions.
Yeah.
It's like that guy in Grandma's Boy when he's sitting there typing. He's just got all the screens up above him. But have we come up with a title?
I'm the guy in the chair from Spider-Man. Yeah. So the chat is having a revolt right now. They want Ovive.
Ovive? Sure.
Yeah.
Ovive works. That's
Ovive
fine
for
with
your
me.
Muscves. So I think we go with it.
Ovive for your Muscves. That works for me. Let her sub every once in a while.
Foreign market where people are like.
And someone understands that somewhere. I hope that doesn't mean anything in another language, by the way. Just
we shall find out.
We shall find out when we get hate mail. Hate mail? Do people still do that? I don't know. Just bad posts. Anything else, Chad? Any other announcements or anything, Chad, that we need to?
I'm thinking real quick. Our old friend T Quinn UK is actually streaming tonight, and I think it would be nice if we said bye to him on the way out. So yeah,
sounds good. All right, so thank you, everybody. Are you getting ready to swap us over there, Chad?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your night.
And it'll be 7 seconds before we do so.
7 more seconds. Have 7 more seconds of goodness from us while I hold my fingers.
Quick, narrate another documentary. All right. See you around, guys. Thank you so much.